There's a couple of them. I think I keep my help on. You open your sports engine for me really quick.
That's the element side.
Might have to do that, like on the internet thing, just to catch a few more names. There's like 3 or 4 I don't know. Just about to get started. Pirates facing the Alabama Thunder. First game of the weekend. About an hour outside of Nashville, up north towards Kentucky and Clarksville, Tennessee. Pirates with their red and white. Alabama, you'll see, is in all black. Couple players I haven't streamed yet, so there might be 3 or 4 guys I'm calling out numbers or last names, but most of them I should know them by first name. A little bit of glare coming in from those windows, but pretty nice arena. We're on the campus of Arnold K. University, Clarksville.
Which look like that actually
Got Nick, Kenny, and Cam up front, with Andrew and Mason in the back to start. We got Bo in the net. Here we go. Nick and Cam push forward. Cam's in. Shot off the post. Kenny misses a rebound. Here come the Thunder. Andrew picks it up. Andrew turns up through the middle. Here comes Andrew. Andrew stopped in the middle. Cam goes to forward, right in front, both goalie stops. And you got to whistle. Looks like we got 13-minute periods here. Quick switch. Colton's coming in for Kenny up front. Face off. Andrew just misses it by blue line. He's going to turn. Oh, brings it up the wall. Nick wins it on the boards. Nick into the face-off circle. Center, score. Nick to Colton. Pirate strike first 40 seconds of the game. Colton from Nick.
Go, boys! Yeah! What's this?
Colton stays out. Penny takes the draw. You got Caleb in the back now. Andrew and Caleb switch sides. Here comes Andrew up the middle. Pirates behind the net. Penny in the slot. Alabama clears. Back on Colton's stick. Colton in. Colton at the dot. Colton in the slot. Away. Alabama flips it up. Braden Armstrong in the back. Stretch pass up to Kenny at the blue line. Kenny takes it in. Kenny top the slot. Takes a shot. Goalie save. 11 minutes on the clock in the first. Nick over on the wall. Nick at the dot. Nick tries to go up high and over. Caleb at the wall flips it back to Nick. Nick's still battling. Kenny keeps it in. And Alabama clears. Braden at the red line with Caleb. Nick steps in to help. Nick picks it up. Nick up the wall. Nick in the zone. Nick shot, score. Up over the goalie's right shoulders. 10:25 in the first. Nick with the second goal.
Nice shot, Nick!
Dylan and Braden in the back. Ray, Nick, and 16 up front. Is that Isaiah? I'll have to check. 16 through the middle, gains the zone. Throws it towards the net. Alabama pokes it wide. Ray turns in the middle. Ray's going to enter. Ray tees it up. Shot. Stop. .9:57 on the clock. Score 2-0 Pirates. Pirates leading shots 5-0. Shot from outside. Locked down. Kenny throws it back on net. Kenny battles behind the net.
Yes.
Back to the blue line for Braden. He throws it on net, tipped wide. Ray behind the net. Ray brings it around, flips it high. Blocked. Kenny in the corner. Kenny keeps it. And Alabama unable to clear. Goes Ray with it, top of the slot. Ray takes a look, blocked. Dylan throws it down the wall. Dylan Back down. Cross ice pass to Kenny. Kenny in the corner behind the net. And Alabama clears all the way back out into the Pirates corner. Isaiah flips it ahead. Kenny picks it up on the far wall. Braden down in the corner. Isaiah behind the net. Alabama trying to get their first shot on goal. Centering pass right through the crease. Back to the blue line. They flip it down. Alabama a little bit more possession with this shift. Right in front of the net. Backhander goes high. Both tracking it good. Alabama on the far wall. Back to the blue line. Back into the corner. Pirates clear. Ray picks it up. Ray through the center. Alabama picks it up. Here comes Nick through the center. Alabama kick 6 off his stick. Shot wide. Alabama unable to make a pass. The Pirates strip it away. Pirates are clear. Get a few changes. Here come Alabama. Andrew gets the puck, keeps it on his stick. Got Cam and Nick with him. Andrew top of the slot, shot blocked. Pirates keep it. Here's Andrew. Throws it down to Nick, and goalie stops it for whistle. 7:16 on the clock. Pirates up 2-0. Shot 6-1. Braxton chases it all the way down, flips it back up, but it's going to be an ice. Alabama flip it into the corner, around the back. Braxton's going to challenge. Cam on the wall. Pirates clear. Mason's going to chase this. Nick follows. He picks up the pass out. Nick to the net. Drives right into the goalie. Goalie stops it. Goal. I think that was Cam with the put away. 6:37 to go. Pirates with 3-0 lead. Got Braxton and Andrew in the back with Mason, Nick, and Cam up front. Here comes Andrew with the puck. Andrew skates through center. Andrew's top of the circle. Andrew looks for centering pass, goes behind the net. Takes a shot behind the net. Alabama pick it up. Mason picks it up. Stick lifted. Alabama clears. Alabama cross ice pass picked off by Andrew. Alabama in the middle. Dump it in. Braxton picks it up, doubles it up to Cam. Pirates unable to break out. Alabama keep it. Andrew grabs it, goes behind his own net, cuts back. Got a lot of ice. He's going to skate it up. Stretch pass to Nick or Mason. There they go. Nick's in all alone. And gets the puck poked away. I think the goalie made a little stick poke there. Here comes a 2-on-1. Mason back. Shot. Bo blocks it up into the net for a whistle. Alabama trying to score on that counter. Bo, nice. 5:31 on the clock. Pirates up 3-0. Shots 8-2.
Go.
Pirates push through center.
Go.
Centering pass. Colton gets blocked. Alabama able to break out. Caleb's going to pick this one up in the corner. Caleb in the corner, up to Colton.
Back goal. Down. No. I know.
Logan. Shot from the blue line gets blocked. Pirates reset. Caleb goes to dump it. Alabama intercepts it. Logan up to Kenny. Kenny takes the puck. Kenny's in the zone. Kenny flips it on net. Goalie gloves it for a whistle. 4:26 on the clock. Score 3-0 Pirates. Face off back to Ray. Ray flips it into the corner. Puck hits the net for a whistle. Making the draw. Pass to Ray. Ray with a nice move. Goalie keeps it out. Alabama battles behind the net, flips it up the wall. Dylan keeps it in. Alabama clears. Dylan in the center. Back to Braden. Alabama pushes. Knocked off the puck. Nick behind the net. Nick sends it up to Ray. Ray. Ray's chasing. Back into the Pirate zone. Braden's going to retrieve this one. Braden around the wall.
Yes.
Nick through center. Nick in the zone. Nick at the red line. Nick behind the net. The far wall. Dylan and Braden in the back. Alabama takes a long shot, goes wide. Braden retrieves it. Braden behind the net, flips it up the wall. It's not out. Alabama, soft shot, and Bo's going to cover. 3:10 on the clock in this first period. Kenny in for the draw. Pirates ringing around the walls. Mason picks it up on the board. Out. Cam and Mason battle. Cam frees it. Got Kenny in the center. Puck pops out. Mason's got to wait for Kenny to get back. Mason waits and dumps. Cam chases into the corner. Mason on the wall. Cam and Mason battling. Alabama comes away with it. Dylan steps up. Alabama clears. Braxton back. Braxton cross ice to Mason and Cam. Cam turns. Mason and Kenny on his sides. Cam top of the circle looking Kenny. Goes long. Kenny at the red line goes to center. Mason shot high. Cam keeps it in. Alabama clears. Dylan and Braxton in the back. Got two Thunder pressing. And Pirates are going to have the first penalty of the game. I think Dylan's going to get called for a hook. 2:03 on the clock. Pirates still up 3-0. Go into the box for a hook. Nick, Andrew, Braden, and Logan. Here comes Andrew up ice. Andrew's in. Centering toss. Goalie denies it. And Braden's going to pick this one up and reset. Here comes Nick on the far wall. Nick gains his zone. Nick threw the face-off dot. Blocked. He gets the puck back. Pass to Logan, unable to shoot. Long pass. And go for an ice. Come on. Minute 19 left on the clock. 46 seconds left in penalty. Caleb goes down. The battle keeps it deep.
Go!
Save cases. Pirates keep it in. Braxton flips it down. Alabama unable to clear. Alabama clears. Got no help though. Braxton does a good job to poke. Comes Isaiah. Isaiah pokes it in. 10 seconds left on the kill. Ray goes to Gordy. To the center. And they're not on sides. Dylan's back in. Pirates clear. Isaiah pushes. 20 seconds left in the period. Ray with the puck. Ray's going to get a top of the slot shot. Gets poked away. 10 seconds left.
Seconds!
Braxton will face it and should just be able to hold. Tries to pass, loses it. There's the buzzer. Pirates up 3-0 after one. That's too shaky. Sorry.
Don't lose that water bottle here, Ethan. We're not driving back to the TV.
Start of the second. Penny, Colton, and Logan up front. Andrew and Braden in the back. Got another whistle against the Pirates, it looks like. Logan's going to the box. Didn't quite catch what the call was. Maybe a roughing, the trip. Didn't quite catch it. Pirates shorthanded again. Colton clears all the way down. No ice. Colton's challenge. Alabama flips it ahead. And they're going to call that an ice.
That ain't no natural.
Colton picks it up. Colton's going to look for a shot. Red line centers. Right through. Colton behind the net. Colton in the corner still has the puck. Looks for Braden. Alabama picks it up. Alabama sends it up ahead. Andrew's going to chase this one down. Andrew in the corner. Andrew up the wall. Andrew and Colton break in. Here comes Andrew. Back to Colton. Centering pass blocked. Braden throws it on net. Colton just about tips it. Goalie covers. Ray just about tipped that. Pirates dump it into the corner. Isaiah and Dylan on this near wall. Ray steps in to support. Alabama clears. Caleb all the way back. Caleb behind the net. Caleb takes it out. Caleb through center. Pirates are full strength again. Caleb to the far wall. Pops over Nick's step. Alabama's gonna step in. Alabama gets in. Up to Isaiah. Alabama clears. Alabama's in. Slap shot from far. Bo gloves it. Great save. 10:25 on the clock. 3-0. Pirates lead. Here comes Cam. Cam up to Mason. Mason and Cam. Cam's in. Gets tripped up. Mason follows. Kenny's in to help. Kenny and Mason behind the net. Cam in front. Kenny tries to center. Mason in the corner. Mason centers it to Kenny. Kenny's all tied up in the slot. Cam steps in at the dot. Shoots it wide. Caleb on the wall. Kenny in the corner. Cam in the back, covering well. Cam flips it over to Mason. Mason in. Mason flips it back to Cam. Cam back to Mason. Mason behind the net with Kenny. Kenny picks it up. All the way to Caleb, but over his stick. Caleb's going to chase it. Caleb up the wall to Mason. Mason all the way to Cam. Cam fights, centers it. Kenny's going to chase it into the corner. Kenny up the wall to Mason. Mason down the wall. Mason to Cam. Shot blocked. Sorry, that wasn't Cam. That was Logan. Logan, I think, look in the middle. Alabama right in front. Bo keeps it out. Bo back to his feet. Here comes Logan. All right, Caleb up to Logan. Logan gains the zone. Colton in the back. Getting back on his feet. That's good. Colton's hit shook him up a little bit. Skate off. Nick Logan and Colton in. Alabama getting his zone. Here comes Nick. Nick at the dot. Pulls back. Nick at the red line. Flips it in the middle. Forward keeps it out for whistle. $7:48 on the clock. Braxton and Andrew in the back. Logan on the wall. Logan battles. Colton on the far wall. Colton centers. Nick tied up. Logan in the corner battling. Colton in the corner. Nick and Logan chase. Nick on the wall. Braxton in the middle. Braxton chases it down. Flips it ahead to Colton. Colton at the red line. Stripped away. Andrew to Braxton. Braxton up to Nick. Nick pushes. Nick top of the slot. Pushed wide. Forced around the back. Unable to find a pass. Back to Braxton. Braxton throws it. Andrew in the circle. Shot blocked. Logan back to Colton. Out of play. 6:41 on the clock. Pirates still up 3-0. All three of their goals in the first period.
If you were watching, I would have gotten it.
Alabama switching goalies mid-game. Isaiah on the wall. Isaiah battles. Kenny in. Pirates keep it in. Isaiah chases. Kenny with a shot. Blocked. Right in front of the net. Alabama clears. Alabama in. In close. Shot and score. Alabama with their first goal of the game at 6:11. Nice counterattack breakaway.
Go boys, get it back.
Oh, not happy with that one. Look like here comes Kenny back. Kenny in the circle. Backhand on net. Blocked down. Ray's fighting. Ray finds his brother Braden. Shot. High. Caleb pinches. Caleb on the wall. Pass to Kenny. Hard and fast off his stick. Braden throws it low. Ray. Shot. Blocked. Isaiah in the corner. Caleb at the blue line. Caleb throws it down. Ray with it in the dot. Ray top of the slot. Shot blocked. Isaiah in the corner. Alabama struggling to clear, and they finally get it cleared past the Pirates bench. Pirates dump it back in. Alabama back out. And that's going to be a nice 4:59 to go. Score 3-1 Pirates. Cam, Mason, and Nick up front. Andrew and Dylan in the back. Mason to take the draw. Into the corner it goes, up the wall to Nick. Nick in front of his own bench, gets pushed out. Alabama clears. Mason battles. Back to Nick. Nick's going to let things reset and spread out a little bit. Nick skates it up. Looks for Dylan, finds him. Dylan and Nick battle, and Mason steps in and picks it up. Mason gains his own. He dumps it. Nick to chase. Nick in the corner. Dylan at the blue line. Dylan throws it on net. Nick and Mason low. Nick with a nice backhand gets blocked. Cam behind the net. Cam centers. Mason shot blocked. Great shot. Great play. Mason chases it to the wall. Swings it back low. Cam behind the net. Cam battles. Cam behind the net. Nixon get called for a cross check. Nick in the crease. Good shift by the Pirates there. Pirates shorthanded again. 3:45 to go in the second. They lead 3-1. Shots 18-5. Braden up the wall. Not out. Isaiah clears it up to Ray. Ray's in. Ray goes to goal. Puck bouncing around. Throws it on net. Goalie blocks it wide. Isaiah behind the net. Ray and Isaiah still pushing. Braden's going to pick this one up. He's got Andrew to his side. Braden all the way back. Braden flips it up the wall to Isaiah. Isaiah to Ray. Ray gains his zone, gets knocked down. Braden with the puck, flips it ahead. Isaiah in the corner. Alabama through the center. Andrew with a hit in the middle. Knocks him off the puck. There's Andrew with the puck. Andrew gains his own. Andrew loses the puck. Ray knocks the puck down. Isaiah on the far wall. And Braden's going to chase this one down, but it's a nice 2:25. 8 seconds left on next penalty. Come back down this way for a face-off. In the end, Alabama clears, but Andrew picks it up. Nick's back on the ice, goes back to the bench. Pirates unsure who's going to play. Colton drops in. Kenny in the back. Up the wall to Braden. Braden throws it on net. Blocked. Kenny behind the net. Andrew on the wall. Andrew gets the puck. Backhands it down. Logan shot. Kenny tries for the rebound. Pirates struggling to keep it in. Braden with the puck. Prevents the counterattack. Logan in the center. Uses his feet. Kenny with the puck. Flips it ahead. Alabama.
Oh, yes.
Logan blocks it with his helmet. So the puck off the head. Colton in the corner. Andrew down the wall. Andrew in the circle. Andrew with a nice little shot. Pirates unable to get a rebound. Andrew able to keep the puck. Down to Colton he goes. Colton up high. His second goal of the game. Finds some space with the goalie down on his knees. Right over his shoulder. Put the Pirates back up by 3, 4-1. 1:04 left in the second. First goal of the period by Colton. Logan at the puck. Logan skates it in. Logan stripped away. Back to Caleb. Caleb up ahead. Alabama pushes. Alabama first shot. I don't know if he holds it. Shot. Bow. A nice catch. 42 seconds left in the second.
Depends on the size. Someone.
Looking to take the draw. Braxton behind the net. Bo covers it. It's a whistle.
Now he's tired. So playing it like, oh, there's been
Mason pressure in front of the Alabama bench. Clears the zone. Can't find the puck though. Braxton frees it. Gets it up to Nick. Nick gets slowed down. Nick chases it into the wall. Nick into the corner. 5 seconds left. And there's the buzzer. After 2, Pirates lead 4-1. Shots 21-7.
Well, now the seats are clear.
Pirates win the face-off. Goes back to Braxton. Braxton skates it through the middle. Got some space into the zone. Cross ice pass to Ray into the corner. Ray back towards the net. Stop into the corner. Nick's gonna chase this. Nick in the center. Nick skates it through. Nick gains the zone. Nick gets into the net, shoots up and over. Might have been blocked by the goalie. Right in front of the net. Ray backhands it. Goes wide. Nick in the corner. Nick all the way around. Nick right in the dot, shoots it high. Caleb's going to chase this one all the way back. Caleb picks it up behind the net. Caleb up ice. Flips it ahead to Ray. Ray up to Nick. Just out of reach. Nick behind the goal. Nick picks it up in the corner. Nick up the far wall. Nick loses the zone. Gives it up to a Thunder. Caleb knocks him off the puck. Ray comes in. Alabama looking to move it up. Caleb battle in the corner. Logan picks it up. Logan up to Isaiah. Logan, Isaiah, and Ray push. Isaiah on the puck, throws it on net, blocked wide. 11 minutes on the clock. Isaiah in the corner, throws it across the crease. Braden steps in. Braden in the corner. Cross ice pass. Alabama pushes. Gain the zone. Ray slows him down just enough. And Braden pushes it out. Kenny gains the zone. Kenny looks to shoot. Puck gets stripped away. Alabama rings it around the boards. Back to Dylan. Dylan up to Logan. Kenny picks it up. Kenny top of the slug. Gets knocked off. Alabama. Not sure who's going to take it. Braden pokes it away. Logan picks it up in the middle. Logan in the zone. Logan through the circle. Logan to net. Shot covered by the goalie. 9:57 left. Pirates lead 4-1.
Seniors jump over the board. You can stretch your legs.
Dylan shot wide. Alabama pushes. Alabama up. Alabama's in a 2-on-1. Dylan's back. Shot off the crossbar and into the net. There's super wide. Mason's going to pick it up. Mason up to Cam. Cam's in. Cam top of the slot. Nick backs him up. Cam on the far wall. Pass to Mason. Mason shot right in the glove. Follow-up shot right into the goalie. Good pressure by Pirates there. Mason making Cam up front. Dylan and Braden in the back.
Oh, Clarksville, was that? Maybe.
Alabama clears. Braden's going to chase this. He's got pressure. Bo's just going to cover it. 9:12 on the clock. Braden and Dylan out. Andrew and Braxton in. Same 3 forwards. Braxton behind the net. To Nick. Nick looking for space. Flips it up to Cam. Up to the blue line. Andrew knocks it down. Andrew behind the net. Andrew skates it out. Andrew up to Cam. Cam in the zone. Cam top of the circle. Throws it on net. Blocked wide to Mason. Nick takes it low. Nick behind the net. Nick all the way around. Back to Andrew. Andrew top the slot. Shot high. Cam just about batted the rebound in. Nick picks it back up. Same thing. Nick back to Andrew. Andrew throws it on net this time. The goalie covers. Pirates have a shot wide. I think that was Kenny with that one. Alabama looks to clear. Isaiah and Andrew. Alabama into the corner. Kenny picks it up, throws it around the balls. Up to Ray. Andrew gets a puck. Andrew content to skate it out through the center. Andrew gains the zone. Andrew through the circle. Around the back of the net. Turn. Pass to Kenny. Kenny shot. Tip down. Not in. Behind the net. Pirates flip it back into the middle. And Alabama sends it out. Caleb will chase this one down. 7:18 on the clock. Caleb behind the net. Caleb up to Kenny. Kenny flips it out. Andrew gets the puck. He skates it through the middle. Andrew gains his own. Top of the slot. Andrew throws it right into the goal. He holds 7 minutes on the clock. 4-1 Pirates. Shot count 30-7. Looking at it. Colton over to Nick. Nick in the circle. Nick behind the net. Nick through the circle. Puck stripped away. I'm sure what the call was. I don't know why the refs brought that stop play and brought the faceoff into the neutral zone. Called something, maybe a Alabama pushes. Logan battles, flips it up to Nick. Nick and Colton. Nick on the wall. Alabama in. Alabama top of the circle. Shot low. Bo keeps it out. Second shot caught by Bo. Stretch pass from Caleb up to Nick. Nick chases it down. He's got Colton and Caleb following. Dylan in front of the Alabama bench. Cross ice pass to Caleb. Caleb gains a zone. Caleb in the circle. Caleb finds Nick. Nick in the circle. Puck back to Caleb. Caleb into the corner. Colton picks it up in the middle. Colton turns. Colton up the middle. Colton gains a zone. Drops it back to Logan. Logan in the corner. Alabama will ice it. Bo plays it. Caleb skates it out. Up to Colton. Pass up to Nick. Nick's got some space. Nick skates it in. Nick in the circle. Nick down low. Goes around the net. All the way back to Caleb. Caleb keeps it in. Caleb's going to skate up. Throws it towards the net. And the goalie stops. Shot from Logan. 4:42 on the clock. Pirates up 4-1. From the draw back to Braden. Braden throws it on net. It's tipped low. Cam behind the net. Kenny and Nick in the front. Hands are on the wall. Keeps the puck. Mason behind the net to Cam. Alabama clears. Braden slows him down. Cam gets the hit. Mason picks up the puck. Mason and Colton. Or Mason and Kenny. Kenny up the wall. Alabama keeps it in. Here comes Andrew. Andrew skates it ahead, gets tied up in Cam's skates. Bo keeps it out. Braden on the far wall. Kenny behind the net. Kenny up to Braden. Cam, Mason. Cam into the corner. Cam leaves it for Andrew. Andrew in the circle. Andrew pass to Kenny. Kenny shot blocked high. 3:20 on the clock. Andrew in the circle. Back to Braden. Braden shot from far, goes wide. Cam's going to pick it up on the near wall. Alabama around the boards. Braden holds back and Alabama clears. Alabama pushes. Kenny hits him off the puck. Kenny behind the net. Kenny up to Braden. Cam finds Mason. Mason's in. Mason gets to his forehand shot. Blocked wide. Mason and Ray battling in the corner. Braden's going to chase this one down. Spins to his forehand. 2:20 left on the clock. Put the head to Mason. Mason leaves it for Ray. Nick and Mason collide. Mason steps up. Slapper from the slot. Blocked. Up the wall. Mason keeps it in. Mason passes it to Ray. Good shot. 1:50 on the clock. Mason gloves it down. Gets it back to Nick. Ray puts it in. Good play. Let's go, Pirates! Good work. Just stick with it. Nick back into the draw. 1:45 on the clock. Pirates up 5-1. Nick in, top of the slot. Nick lets it rip low. Pushed wide by the goalie. Ray chases. Ray knocks him off of the blue line. Ray to Isaiah. Isaiah in, top of the circle. Isaiah lets it rip. Goalie gloves it. 1:26 on the clock.
That's the bone though. Yeah, that's the bone.
Pirates keep it low. 1:20 on the clock. Ray tries to center it. Puck's loose. Goalie's got the whistle. Isaiah steps in for the draw. He's back to Nick. Nick takes it into the far corner. Nick flips it to Dylan out of the zone. Dylan with the puck back to Nick. Nick in the middle. 1 minute to play. Nick on the near wall, down in the corner. Nick behind the net. Nick's centering pass gets kicked away. That was right on Ray's stick otherwise. Back to Dylan. Alabama tips it in for us. Puck deep. Nick in the corner. Nick behind the net. Dylan in the corner, or Isaiah in the corner. Back to Dylan. Dylan at the blue line pokes it ahead. Alabama picks up 20 seconds to go in the game. Alabama with one last push. Here they come. Alabama going on that, goes wide. Less than 10. Dylan's going to clear this, and that should just about do it. Isaiah will push. Logan steps in, and that's the game. Final score 5-1. Shots 38-11. Pirates with their first victory against the Alabama Thunder.
Oh, that's right. Probably. There's a bunch of places in the it's time to go to Scotty. I know you're talking about place. Honey Fire, the burger, it's the pizza place that toss something now. Not on top here, there's a race. It's a cantina place. The Honey Fire, we need to get that race. Next time. Yeah. No, tomorrow. Hello. She's gonna be at the same rink as tomorrow. Like my. You wanted to go shopping?